Ah, you missed that sound? I missed that sound. This drink is terrible, though, so we're going to drink something else. I got myself a lovely old-fashioned here, courtesy of a good friend of mine who I went to go visit over the weekend. Thank you very much, bro. You know who you are. So, hey, we're back on good old Epic 7, and the GuildWar reset is still atrocious. So this team actually doesn't really look bad, but it has a very, very critical weakness. All you have to do is just go into this with any form of injury whatsoever. You go into this with like any kind of injury, you will eventually win. I don't know how long it will take you. Depends on the units that you use. Like, for example, if I had an Illinav built for this, oh, it would actually be a lot of fun to go into. But, alas, my Illinav sucks. And in fact, let's be honest, Illinav sucks. So, well, that's just how it is. SG just doesn't care. They like to see us suffer. So that's just how it is. But yeah, we're 1 minute in, and I've pretty much already explained the entirety of this fight. So, I guess, I don't know, I'll just go ahead and I'll say, like, hey, how's everybody dealing with the oh-so-wonderful GuildWar reset? Because this GuildWar reset really, really sucks. I've always hated preseason. It's always really lame, because you either get, like, people who are way above your threshold. In our case, because we're a pretty low-tier guild, we end up getting, like, top 100 or top 5 people. And it's like, what, 11,000 to fucking 100 or something? Or then you get, like, clear dead guilds where it's like, they just can't rotate the people because I guess the guild leader or whoever is in charge of stuff is just no longer there anymore. Which, straight up at that point, those shouldn't even be in rotation. Like, you shouldn't even see those. But, lo and behold, we get them, like, every single time. Just, how it is, I guess. Oh, damn, that is a good drink. So, yeah, as you can clearly see, the injury is really stacking up, and we haven't even really gotten started yet. Because as soon as we get the opportunity to even go into rule a little bit, the fight is absolutely won on all fronts. There is nothing that this person could possibly do to win. Because injury, in its oh-so-wonderful nature, is just straight up uncounterable. Isn't that cool? Which is also kind of baffling why, like, considering the setup that we're fighting here, the Belian is on counter. So if that Belian was on injury, it would put a little bit of a timer here, but it really still isn't an issue. Because, like I said, you could go into this with, like, say, a cleanser. Like, you could go into this with really just aggression and cleave, and you would really be fine. Because, like, who's the real threat here? It would be the Belian if the Belian was on injury, but of course you're always going into Belian. You never know what the hell she's going to be. That's really like why Belian is one of the dumbest characters. I never really understood why like a lot of people stopped using Belian for like a lot of defenses, because Belian is like a true triple threat. Like, she's a unit that you need to have information to go into. And if you don't have information and if you're scouting, you have to play it extremely safe. Because if you just, like, go crazy on a Belian team, and then, like, the Belian survives, and then you just straight up lose, depending on what you brought. So, which is why anytime I go into a Belian, I almost always go safe. And usually whenever I go safe, I almost always bring Roana. And if the Belian is ever not injury and I have Roana, it's pretty much a free win. Just because, like, all the counterattacks that happen, all that other stuff... Yeah, they can't do a thing to you. Which is... it is what it is. So yeah, first match. Kind of like a boring match, but it was really just... It was guaranteed. There was... there was no way I could actually screw that up. Now, let's go ahead and get into the next one. This is surely going to be alright. Okay. I'm not the bad guy. I swear, I'm not the bad guy. Just because all three of my units that are not speed contesters beat the speed contester does not make me the villain, okay? I'm not the bad guy. Okay, so clearly, yeah, this, the Conqueror Lilias wasn't fast enough, so, hey, let's just kill the Arbiter Vildred. Okay, cool, one threat gone. The only threat remaining is a Ravi. All a Ravi can hit is going to be Spirit Eye Celine. And I also straight up don't care about these debuffs, because Zahhak is just the unbelievably based unit that he is. Oh hey, I have attack down. I can just cleanse that, and refresh my attack buff. Boy, isn't he just such a cool character. I wish more characters could do the stuff Zahhak can do, but alas, they really can't. And one of my other favorite things about Zahhak that I just generally like from an animation standpoint is anytime you go into a unit with your S3, and when you hit the 7th hit of his S3 animation, if you do anywhere more than 3,000 damage, you can pretty much be guaranteed you will kill almost anything that you're hitting. Which is a really fun little thing that I always like to notice whenever I use Zahhak. But yeah, guys, I wasn't the bad guy. I wasn't the bad guy. It was an honest mistake. Now, we're starting to slowly get into a little bit more of the meta territory. The only thing this guy's really missing is he's missing Conqueror Lilias instead of Fallen CC. So, we go, all three of us go again. Like, once again, these guys are a little slow. So, I attempt to go into the Mercedes, but I'm also not afraid. Because even if I did not kill, yeah, it would have been Krau's turn right after this Rimuru attack. And I'm also rocking Holy Sack. So, I have nothing to fear. And, yeah, the Rimuru didn't even have damage. So, like, now our S3 doesn't do a whole lot. That's, yeah, just how it is. You never know what you're going to get whenever you go into these fights. And the other funny thing is, like, Krau recently got an EE as well, which is kind of funny, considering Krau has been, like, one of the longest-running meta characters in the entire game, and he hasn't been buffed since day one, and now he got an EE. And it's really, they're not even, like, crazy buffs to the EE, but it's enough. Like, I'm pretty positive everybody's going to be rocking the S3 EE, just because whenever you kill with it, then you can probably kill again, because it, like, reduces the cooldown by 2 turns. But, okay, now we're into the second fight. This second fight was fun. And sadly, I really don't see this comp very often. I almost never see Peira Summertime Iserias anymore. And that team used to give me a lot of anxiety, but after the recent buffs that Celine got, yeah, it's really not an issue at all. Because what's going to happen is Celine, depending on the EE you use, which I use the attack-related one, the one that targets the most highest attack, it's going to always go into Summertime, and unless that Summertime is, like, obscenely tanky or something, you're going to always kill it. And then whenever you kill that, that leaves Ed there to always tank the Peira, and then it also leaves your Spirit Eye Celine to always tank the Ravi. And because Celine herself just cleanses herself, as well as Spirit Eye Celine cleanses herself, the only unit that has any real threat of being left with a bomb is going to be Edward. So this is just a straight-up hard counter. So if you ever find yourself fighting a Peira and an APOC Ravi and a Summertime Iseria and it gives you a lot of guff, I mean, yeah, I know it's a lot. It's asking a lot because these are 3 5-star units, one of which being an ML, one of which being a collab unit. But yeah, perfect counter. Like, you straight up can't lose. And here we are. So we're back to basically, like, the oh-so-wonderful meta shenanigans. And I know I said I was going to build Christie, but I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a quick, like, little thing. Building units takes an extremely long amount of time. Case in point, I actually tried to build ML Furious today, and that was an hour and a half of just crafting gears, and I'm not even remotely happy with it. I'm going to try and see if I can even use it for Friday. I'm just going to try, but, like, I'm not happy in the slightest. So, basically, what happens in this fight is that dual attack right there, hey, cool, I already won. So, yeah, 15% worked in my favor at the very, very beginning of this fight. Lua wasn't able to debuff, nor was she able to, like, cooldown reduction for Arunka. Arunka was able to just go in on the Choux. And anytime you really have that opportunity to just go absolutely hog wild crazy on Choux, then you only have to deal with Senya. And if you ever have to deal with just one of these cancer threats, then, yeah, you're really in good shape. Which is kind of why, like, I guess I see a lot of Conqueror Lilias instead of Lua, but, like, straight up, I'm just going to be honest, guys. Lua is far, 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 far more cancerous than Conqueror Lilias. Even though Conqueror Lilias, in my honest opinion, is worse for the game, because we all do it. We all fight Conqueror Lilias constantly. We see her in every single guild war that we do. And she basically forces you to pick a dark bait so that they don't get provoked and all that other jazz. It was the same thing with like a Ravi, where you were forced to pick like some kind of light counter, which kind of forced my hand into picking Spirit Eye Celine or Sylvan Sage Vivian for damn near every single fight, just because APOC Ravi is in every single guild war. Really, really frustrating. But hey, them's the breaks. That's our oh so wonderful game by our overlords at SG. And here we go with the other final, like, kind of meta kind of comp here. And even though my Senji goes first, I'm actually not afraid of this. Because, once again, Zahhak being the unbelievably based unit that he is, I do miss that he was able to do barriers, but like, yo, just the straight up attack buff EE itself is just so incredibly amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, man. Because you can just straight up use that to almost kill any unit that you want. Like, the only thing really stopping him is like damage mitigation, and that also depends on the unit in which that you go into. And also just the mere fact that, like, oh hey, lol, I just have plus 50 hit on my S3. Ha 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 ha, I don't care. So yeah, feels good. And yeah, to those of you paying attention, yeah, I'm not paying attention to this fight in the slightest. If you saw that, yeah, I was distracted when I was doing my Zahhak shenanigans, because every time Rimuru has ever gone into Zahhak, he always takes attack and speed. He never takes invincibility. And I think the reason why he took invincibility that time was because the Conqueror Lilias went late, and she reduced the buffs by one turn, and then that like shuffled them around a little bit, and then then he was able to steal the invincibility, which is what I was absolutely not paying attention to. And that could have been an absolutely incredibly critical error if I was paying attention and if this was like a worse thing, but hey, wasn't a threat. So hey, that's that Guild War. Yay! You guys having fun yet? And I did actually do a change to my Arunka. She lost a little bit of gear score, but ultimately I think she's better because she gained like, I think, 2,000 HP. So she's going to be a little bit more tanky, but I still think Alencia is a better tank option. It's just like Arunka just does so much more damage. You might be able to deal with like the Senya Choux comp a little faster with Arunka. I'm still debating on if I should just completely trash that boot and go like into an HP boot or something, but I don't know yet. I'll see like the next time she loses like really badly in a Guild War fight, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that was Guild War, folks. I hope you were able to enjoy my commentary for today. I'm actually a little bit out of practice. I haven't done this in like a hot minute, mainly just because I haven't had an opportunity to, because we've been fighting so many trap guilds. But I hope you enjoyed. Once again, I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to see if I can use ML Furious. And we'll see if we have ourselves a good one for Friday. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Please subscribe. I hope to see y'all in the next one. Have a good one. Later.